What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rexx Ruger. Watching my back, as always, you know him, you love him, El Flaco Explosivo, a.k.a. the Alexis Arguello puppet, right there. We're back with another banger of an episode, one of my favorite fighters of all time and favorite guests coming on here for his third time. He will be joining us here soon. Let me first let you know that Off the Couch Boxing, of course, is the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcast, the most amazing and real conversations anywhere on planet Earth. Legends, luminaries, world champions, and fighters on the come up, all coming here to chop it up with your boy, Reckless Rexx. And tonight is no different. Another banger, as I said. While we're waiting for my guests to get in here, let me go into promotion mode here and remind you guys to like and follow Off the Couch Boxing on Facebook. Start there. That's number one. Updates on new episodes, when they're dropping, who will be on them, and any other pertinent boxing news I can send your way to keep you in the loop. My guest is here now, so I'm going to shut the hell up. We're going to get in because we're not leaving him waiting, man. This is my guy right here, man. So we're going to get into it and chop it up right now. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's go. Where's my man? We'll get him in here. There he is. Love this guy.
What up, baby?
Love this guy. Love this guy, man. One of my all-time favorite, probably my all-time favorite. I'm going to say it right now. And there's Nadine right there, man, keeping him.
How you doing?
Doing her thing, man. Always primping her, man. Getting them ready. Great, man. Great, man. So much stuff to talk to you about, man. But before I get into your own life, I want to talk about some topical shit right now. We're still in the month of March. Where did you stand on the Tank Davis Lamont Roach fight?
I thought Tank won.
You did?
Yeah, and it definitely wasn't a knockdown. I mean,
you don't feel
the only thing. Here's the only thing.
Okay.
When the trainer comes up to the ropes,
that's dicey.
So that right there could have been,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That could be a DQ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, thank God. Listen, thank God that they didn't do that, because on some real shit, you'll see if they do fight again. Yeah.
And it seems like they're going to. And first of all, man, before I get jumping into talking about stuff, man, how are you physically? I talked to Nadine. She said you just busted your ankle.
Yeah, I was doing a bike drill with one of my fighters.
Yeah.
And the car my bike went that way and I went up over the car. Thank God. Listen, I was gonna put my Harley Davidson helmet on.
Yeah.
The big one.
Yeah.
The driver. Listen to the driver. I'm on one of them racing bikes where I'm like this, like I'm down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my wife said, I got you a little hat. She gave me, thank God.
Yeah. And last year, man, bit by your dog.
Yeah. Oh, that's still.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah. And now, do you still have the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? I mean, was it just one of those incidents, man, like where the dog just reacted?
Huh? Why you put her in a cage? Do you want to go to jail? Do you want to? Do you want to go to prison? Don't think that can't happen. Dude, keep doing the wrong thing in life. Play with me like that.
Been like a guy who knows.
You got my dog in prison.
Listen, I want to ask, because I don't know. I've had you on a couple other times, and I don't know if I've ever asked you this, man. But because your skill set is so unique and just so polished, man, and really one of the great technical boxers of all time, man. Who did you emulate and look up to, man, when you were getting in the game?
I used to study like Willie Pep, Pernell Whitaker, James Toney, try to study them type of guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I can see that. In the style.
My favorite fighter was Tommy Hearns, but I clearly didn't have that to do that.
Yeah. But do you feel like, though, that you had more pop? Now, obviously, and a lot of people might not know this, man, but like early on in your career, though, man, like you caught a bullet, man. Like, do you feel like that diminished some of your power?
Yeah, my left hand, yeah, for sure. For sure. Not to the body, though.
Yeah.
To the head, yeah, not to the body.
As a guy who had a lot of success, man, you're cruising along, 49 wins. What was taking that first loss like for you, man? How did you, how did you process it? How did you deal with it? Because you'd always tasted success, and you're so far into your career.
Bro, I just changed so much as a person. You know what I mean? You feel me?
I do. Absolutely.
All them years and all them times off and all that. All them promises and all that. You know what I mean? It took me, to me personally, I don't know how that you would be able to give a guy like that the decision. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think, I don't know how. But
I've got those scorecards in front of me, man, and like they were pretty crazy. Two of them were close, man, but one of them was real lopsided.
What the fuck was he looking
crazy
at?
Yeah, 117, 111.
Brave. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then look, man, you know what I'm saying? It's just life.
Yeah. And so when you came back, man, because you had a couple of layoffs here, man, and then you came back in 2006 and you had success. 2008, 2010, 2013, you win the NABF Super Lightweight Championship. 2014, you win again. What was your motivation like when you came back? Like, what was your motivation to keep on fighting, man? Like, after you had a hiatus for a while.
You want to try to get to Floyd?
Yeah. So that was still the motivation.
Yeah, that's all it ever was.
Yeah. And so obviously we still see Floyd out there still fucking around with exhibition bouts, man. Is that something you'd be receptive to?
For sure.
Yeah, I would think you would be, man, because it seems like it's one of those fights that we never got to see, but feel like we always should have.
I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. Why no one ever I've been in Vegas for 3 years.
Yeah.
No one ever tried to. I still come on. I don't know.
I can even remember, and I watched it because I knew I was going to talk to you today.
I'm not saying. I'm just talking how I feel.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. Last night I was watching again back. And I guess this is probably, you can correct me if the date's wrong, maybe circa 2002, maybe, when you fought Angel Man Freddy. At the end of that fight, man, you were on camera, man, in the ring, and you were saying, man, Floyd, please come up so, please fucking fight me. You know what I mean? So you've been on the hunt for that fight a long time.
Yeah.
And why do you think it didn't happen back then? I mean, real talk. Why do you think it didn't happen back then?
I think it didn't happen back then, and it won't happen. Listen, Price, he don't want to give me no money.
But yeah.
So that is, he don't have no. He don't think. Come on, look who he. To me, he's one of the best ever.
Sure, don't take that away from him.
But he's not the best ever. Yeah. But to me, he's one of the best ever. You understand what I'm saying?
He's in the conversation for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And so, do you feel
it's just about money, and he probably knew how poor I was.
And now, do you feel like, and I know this has been brought up in other interviews before, and you don't really want it to be made a big deal about or whatever, but do you think in any way it had anything to do with the sparring session? Like, I know that it became infamous, and I know you were getting ready for a fight.
Yes, of course. Whoever put that on YouTube, yeah, of course. That's all it did.
Yeah. It kind of threw gas on the fire. I think it made people want to see it more.
Come on, man. I don't know. I don't know about. I'm talking about him. I'm talking about his decision not to do the right thing.
Yeah. But you've been pretty defensive, though. You've been pretty defensive in other interviews, as kind of backing off a little bit and saying, "Hey, I was ready to go into a fight. Floyd wasn't in the best of shape. Don't make a big deal about it."
Fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You can't tell a lie.
Right.
This is boxing.
Yeah.
Listen, sparring. You know how many times I've been beat up in sparring?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But come on, man. How you gonna think? You never know what can happen. It's sparring. You ain't been in the gym in however long. You come.
Right.
I'm 10 days away from a fight. You just thinking I can fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. No.
You're ready.
I can fight, bro.
Yeah. And you're ready at that moment, and he's not quite as ready.
I can fight.
Yeah.
Without
a doubt.
Period.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Do you feel like with that record sometimes, man, like when you hear, all-time greats and their names being thrown out there, man, I believe you belong in that category and your name thrown out there, man. Do you feel like maybe your name isn't mentioned enough?
No, I feel like the records don't mean shit. The records don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing. My game, how the boxer I was and how I can fight at any moment, like I think that I was one of the best. If I had a son and he was gonna be a southpaw, I would say, listen, I do this to my fighters all the time.
Yeah.
Right now we're on Canelo. Me and Johnny are on Canelo. You heard me? Nadine. Right now we're on Canelo. Really watching Canelo. Watching him. You heard me? Yeah. But no, if I was a trainer, I would have my whoever. I would be a southpaw. He's a southpaw. I would study this guy. You ain't got to study him forever.
Right.
Just watch him.
Yeah.
Get what he does. What he does good. What they do good, he does great. Some in some positions.
Yeah.
Like the relaxing shit with chilling, knowing how to get out the way and knowing where the clock is.
Right.
Like knowing how many 3 minutes there is.
Yeah.
I
And now when you say that you got your fighters studying Canelo, man, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about.
Not all of them.
No,
just one.
But what is it that you emphasize the most to your fighters when they're watching Canelo? But what are you pointing out that you think is important for them to pick up on?
Well, Canelo can box. Canelo can box with defense and all.
Yeah.
Canelo, he's punching. It doesn't gotta hit this all the time. It's just punch on him.
Yeah.
Just punch. You ever see how punch? Watch how he fights. It's that little young buck. Tell him I'll be right out there. I got his back. I got his back. But look, but Canelo punches on your body and stuff.
Right.
And you know something. I was just watching Terrence Crawford. I was watching him just now. I don't know if he could beat. That's a great fight right there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you where you stood on that. Because obviously that looks like it's going to happen at the end of this year.
That's a great fight. Well, Canelo got a fight coming up, so you never know. You take it one day.
Well, I think traditionally Canelo for a while now has fought in May and September, so he's got his May dancing partner already, and it's supposed to be Crawford in September if he gets past the guy in May, which we're all assuming he's going to. Because I think Terrence obviously wants him to win in May because then it makes it an undisputed fight.
If he don't win in May, then why would you?
It's dead. It's dead in the water, man. But but is it asking too much to come that far up in weight?
I don't know. I just think that Terrence is daring to be great.
Yeah.
Like
you have to admire that.
Listen to this. I was watching him. Maybe. And all I do is watch boxing.
Right.
Not maybe. He's definitely in the top 5 best.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Top 5. And he does what he does to the other. If he does what he does coming up.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Can't make it up. Can't make that up.
And now I really enjoyed your book, Fighting Till the End. I really loved it, man. I thought you were just so honest.
What did you like about it?
Well, I like the honesty. I like the candidness. I like the fact that you were.
I was booked. Did you like that?
I like the fact that you were still able to be successful despite the fact that you were
I used to
battling a lot of demons. Yeah, exactly, man. I think that right there.
I got through that shit.
I think if people really read that book and they realized, man,
bro, I got through that shit. Cuz.
Yeah, all the demons that you were battling and still winning those fights. Like, how much were you battling the demons during your actual fighting career? How bad was it when you were acting?
From zero to wherever I was at.
Yeah.
From zero. I'm talking about zero. My amateur fight, 0.
Yeah.
From 0, my first amateur fight till my last professional fight.
And now you had some amazing, amazing trainers in your life. Of course, PK, Tom Yankello. You know, people that know your history certainly know the guys that were involved in your career. Awesome, awesome men. Was there anybody at that point in time who could have got through to you and pulled you out of that?
No.
No.
Hell
no. Addiction's powerful. I know that firsthand.
No, hell no. You got a better chance hitting the moon with a BB gun.
Yeah. Okay. And so despite having those amazing relationships, there was no way that was going to reach you at that point.
I was doing me.
Yeah. And so do you feel like, do you ever look back on that part of your career? I suppose that this isn't probably like a mentally good headspace to be, but do you look back on those years when you were battling that and say, you know, I wasn't my best. Imagine what I could have done.
No.
It's probably not a good place to be. Yeah. I mean,
because that's who I am.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't say I wasn't my best, because I was my best.
Right.
How do you don't know what you know what I mean? I might be putting something in my body that I would need to have. You feel me?
Right. That's a good point. Yeah.
So we don't know. So I'm not going to say that. I mean, I could, if I would think the only thing that ruined me is my inactivity.
Yeah.
When I did that trip prison, and then they want to hold me down or put me, I don't know, no fighting, nothing. You know what I mean? That's what I think it ruined me. Yeah. I think I think it ruined me was the inactivity. Well, obviously the alcohol, but definitely the inactivity.
And now, because you were the,
I've been drinking alcohol since my 0-0 when I was amateur fight.
And now, because you were the IBF Lightweight Champion, you know the 135-pound division well. You competed in it. When you look at it now, it's still a red-hot division. Who's the guy that stands out the most to you at 135? Because I look at you as a very technical guy. I would think you would be somebody that would admire what like a Shakur Stevenson does.
I know he can fight his ass off. I just think Tank, man,
is the guy still.
Thanks to yes. He just got to get his here together. I don't think no one can beat him. I mean, Shakur can fight, can box. No, he can box, but Tank can box too.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think about the knockouts with him. Tank. Yeah, I think a lot of people looked at. I think a lot of people looked at the Tank Roach fight and almost forgot that it was a draw, and they almost think the Tank lost because he didn't knock him out.
Yeah.
Everyone's expecting Tank to knock him out, and when he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, people look at it like, wow, Tank wasn't very good that night.
Yeah, and that the way he took the knee, and that like makes people's perception thinking like,
absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
But if you really look at it, if you really watch how he didn't, whether he wasn't hurt, wasn't even hit, he took the knee. You know what I mean? The only thing is when they come up to the corner, that's bad.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
I don't know how if they are doing any court situation, but I don't know how that. I hope it would look at as a fair way, because that's what God wants, a fair way. And Calvin's whoever came up, you know what I mean, to do the right thing was just doing it out of the heart. They knew that there was no problem. They knew the Tank was coming right back to fight.
Right.
ASAP.
Well, I think Lamont Roach's team and his lawyers, they did petition it, but the New York State Athletic Commission did uphold the decision a couple weeks ago. So, yeah. And that would have been a bold move. I wouldn't have seen them overturning that anyway, especially with a guy like Tank. You know, I mean, he's making so much money.
New York got good people up here.
Yeah.
They're good. I've been going up there lately. They're good people.
I may have asked you this last time I had you on, man, but because I associate you, you know, with such a throwback style and being such an old school throwback type fighter, I don't know. You might be protective of the sport, and I don't know where you stand on this. But what do you think about the Jake Paul type events? Do you look at him and say there's a boxer there?
I'm gonna keep it. I don't ever watch them.
No. So I mean, they obviously bring eyes to the sport, man. But do you think
they do? I don't know nothing about them eyes and all that. Listen. Oh, and PK told me this. He said, if you watch somebody for too long, you'll have a bad habit. So you're not, if there's bad habits going on, I'm not watching them.
Fair enough. Okay.
Why would I watch a bad habit?
Now, what about Saudi Arabia becoming such big players in the boxing world, man? Do you like what they're doing for boxing?
Incredible. It's so incredible.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was that. What is it now? Oh God, that's incredible.
And they're making great cards, and they're really stacking them and giving fans what they want. You know what I mean? World title fights. You know what I mean? Great matchups. And that last pay-per-view in February, you couldn't beat the price, $25.
And I heard Dana White's going to help us.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He partnered up with Turkey Al Sheikh. So
he's a beast.
Yeah.
If he helps us, he's going to blow the whole boxing world up.
Yeah.
Look what he did to the UFC.
I know. Very successful. Yeah. Now,
hey, let me get something to drink. Water with some water.
Now I have to ask you, man, because me being a father, myself, what's the status of your son Gino? He was fighting for a while. I know you were working with him.
He's not boxing. He's just working.
Okay.
Doing the right thing. He's doing good.
Okay.
He lives in Reno. He's working in a hotel.
Circus.
Okay, so he doesn't have the same like professional aspirations then, to follow like in your footsteps to that degree.
I don't know. What does he mean by that?
He doesn't want to be a pro boxer.
No.
And now I know you train a lot of guys, and you've got your own gym like right there on your property, right? How is that going?
It's going good.
Yeah. Are there prospects?
Is he? Okay.
Are there prospects out there, man? That you're particularly working with that you see, really making great strides.
Yeah. I got a guy. Listen to this right here. This is no lie, and I can't say I got a guy. I got a blessing.
Yeah,
a blessing.
That's a good way to look at it.
Listen, look at it the right way.
Yeah.
Tavon Adoba. I'm not really good at pronouncing his last name. He's a 106-pound guy, right? Listen. He got 3-0, right? There ain't nobody that can beat him at 106 pounds, 112 pounds right now.
Wow.
I put my life on it.
And so he's already gone pro?
Yeah, he's a professional.
Okay.
But when you're little like that, he's little, so there ain't too many people in the United States like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
right.
I don't know. I just think you should go. I don't think nobody can beat him.
And so when these guys come and they work out with you in your gym,
it's you know what? It sucks to see that too. It's such an early. But you know what's good about it today? Now they're fighting more. Yeah, like David Morrell fought Benavidez. I think David Morrell might have had 12 fights. How many fights did he have?
12, not many. Yeah, not many. Under 15, definitely.
Huh?
Under 15, definitely. 12.
Sure,
11,
right. Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's like, to me, like we had a guy to call to fight. I think that he should fight. Like I don't think he has to go through that type of. This is how good I think about him. Like I had to be the 4. Go 4, Paul. So I know you can go 4. Now, Paul, go 6. So you feel. PK told me this. This is what he said. This is what PK told me. If you can go 4, you can go 6. If you can go 6, you can go 8. If you can go 8, you can go 10. If you can go 10, you can go 12. If you can go 12, motherfucker, I guarantee you can go 15.
Yeah. That's that old school mentality. Yeah.
Yeah, that 15. That 15 is crazy. That 15 is where guys like me need to be.
Yeah. Well, the WBA was talking a couple weeks ago, and I think they ixnayed the idea now, but they were flirting with going back to 15-round fights, man. So you like that idea?
Yes. Yeah. 100% facts.
Yeah. And now, why do you think 15 rounds, is the appropriate amount?
Just because 12 is not long.
Not long enough.
Because it's just listen. Listen. You just gotta think about it. Think about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The reason why they stopped 12s to go into 15s because people were getting hurt and dying.
Right.
You ain't dying in no fight going 15. You're dying in a fucking gym.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Right. So that extra 9 minutes is not killing people.
But you know what though? It'll show you who the really better fighter is.
Yeah.
It'll show you who the better fighter is because the longer it goes, right?
Right, absolutely.
Would you think that? I mean, I would think that. Yeah. I would think that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
especially with the endurance and the conditioning.
Yeah, you got to remember this too. The better the fighter, okay, the guy might have the best distance, best that like skill wise, but is the fighter dedicated? Is the fighter disciplined? Is the fighter eating right, sleeping right, living right, not doing the wrong thing? That's the better fighter. It's real clear.
Yeah,
it's a clear situation, and I think 12 to 15 will show you that.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Let's listen to this. I'm about to tell you some funny real shit. Listen to this. No, listen, I'm talking. Listen. No, listen. This is boxing. Maybe I don't give a fuck. This is I'm a boxer. Look, check this out. Look, I was fighting Angel with Freddie. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I lied to that motherfucker for 10 rounds.
Yeah,
I was able, listen to me. I was able to lie to him for 10 rounds. Lie to him.
Yeah. And what do you mean by that?
What I mean by that was just like the guy who you're fighting right now isn't really that guy. This guy.
Right.
This guy's a shell of himself. He's weak as hell. If you know how to fight, you would do the right thing, get rid of the motherfucker like this. But I had to put my con game on, my line, put the lie, Joker face, and once wait till you hear this. Once I got to the 10th round, I couldn't do it no more.
Yeah.
You hear me? So 15. I was good. I made it to the 12. I did it. I made it.
Oh, yeah.
I made it. Oh, don't get it fucked up. And you wouldn't even understand it. You know what I mean? But yeah, 15. Nah, that's how you can't lie like that.
Yeah, that's going to separate the men from the boys right there. Absolutely. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
And so when these guys come and they train with you, man, I'm interested.
You know what? Ooh, never mind.
I'm interested, man. Like when these guys come to you, like a young fighter comes to you and train, man. Like, what's the first thing that you really emphasize to them?
Their feet work.
Footwork. Okay.
But their work ethic, though.
Okay.
Their work ethic.
So that's the first thing to instill.
Most important thing is their work ethic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes, I mean, most of the time you get guys that been in gyms, know how to shadow box, know how to do this, you know what I mean? So then you could instill what you need to instill it. Everybody's different. I think I know every fighter is different.
Where does defense rank? Is something you extend
to me, this is what I think about defense. I think defense wins games, you know what I mean? Fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Defense is so awesome. So I rank defense as number one.
Yeah.
Defense is number one. But the only way you practice on defense, if you're going to be, is whenever you got real punches coming at you. You know, so you have to build the fighter. You know what I mean? This is what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? You have the fighter. You get him with how you feel, and then you let him see. And then when the punches come, then you practice on his defense.
You're right.
Because some people do this and do that. Some people, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I want to get back to the book a little bit, man. When you were going to write the book, first of all, when you were approached about the book, what was your initial response? Were you all for it or were you hesitant?
I'm gonna do whatever you do. It's just like, you know what the book reminds me of one of my really good friends made a lot of money for me. But his name is Bob Plummer, right? Okay. He used to sell my t-shirts.
Okay.
Right. And one time he sold more of my t-shirts than I made fighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And when you write a book like that, though, man, and you're revisiting a lot of dark moments, man, is that did you find that hard or did you find it therapeutic?
I found it hard.
It was hard revisiting some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really bearing your soul.
Yeah.
That's difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Are there parts of the book that you wish you didn't divulge, or and is there stuff that you held back?
I don't know. Well, yeah, a lot of people. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, like Rick Glazer, like Rick Glazer. I can't believe he wasn't. Rick Glazer was my matchmaker. He made. I know Mike Avery was my promoter and all that.
Right.
If it wasn't for Rick Glazer, there wouldn't be no me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're giving him props, for sure. Yeah. And I know we brought up Floyd earlier, man. And obviously you had the big fight with Leonard Doreen that ended in a draw. But were there other names that you were chasing that aren't on your resume that you really wanted to see?
I always want, like I just went down to Diego Corrales' grave, being my friend Dave.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
How much great fighter he was.
Yeah. I was actually at Hall of Fame weekend last year here in Canastota, and I met his son. Nice kid.
Yeah, good kid. Great.
He's an up-and-coming fighter himself.
Like, like people like that, that I never got a chance to share the ring with. That shit hurts you, man.
Yeah. So he's not somebody that you had
Stevie Johnson. I mean, I'm not nothing bad. Just want you're the best. I just want to fight it.
It's like it's like iron sharpens iron. You want to get in there with these guys.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's over with. It is what it is.
And so obviously people associate, I know you're out in Vegas now, but people associate you obviously with Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Kid. You were rocking the hat at the beginning of the interview, the old school Pittsburgh Pirates hat, man. First of all, do you ever get back there very often?
Yeah, I was back there a little bit about a month ago.
And what's the vibe like when you go back to Pittsburgh where so much of your past happened, man? You know what I mean? Like,
it's cool. Like, it's like being home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And was there a particular reason, man, like why you got out of Pittsburgh in the first place?
My son.
I mean, obviously, Vegas is big on boxing. You're in the right place if you want to train fighters and shit. There's a lot.
You're asking me a question. I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
My son told me he was going to be a fighter.
Okay.
He was training with Jesse Reed.
Okay.
All right. I come out here for my son. Left, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He fought one time. He never fought again.
Yeah.
And then, you build relationships. And now I got a gym.
Yep.
Now I got people. Now I love somebody.
Yeah.
It's hard. I love my fighters. I'm not a weirdo, man.
Yeah.
Look, bro, I'm not saying it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter, bro. Just do the right thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you build relationships with people, and it's like, you know what I mean? Now you're here.
Well, that's probably an ingredient for success, though, because I think most fighters would say that being successful, you got to have good people and a loyal team around you.
I mean, yeah, you got good people in Pittsburgh. I got good people. I got great people in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got kids right now. They're at a 412 boxing gym. That's 412 boxing gym. And I'm allowed to go. I used to go. I was there for like 7 years. I'm allowed to volunteer down there anytime I want.
Yeah.
So, I mean, fighters are every. What do you mean? You know what I mean? I come out here for my son.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now I'm here, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard to go back to I left my people. I left them kids.
Right.
They're kids. They're kids. And they're like probably like 4 or 5 of them are ranked in the top 10 in different divisions.
Yeah.
They're kids. So you know what I'm saying? So now, it is what it is. He likes to do that. And I don't know. I can't tell you why Gino does what he does. I don't know. He told me, he said, this is when I was good. I was good with it. He said, Dad, imagine if I had to fight somebody like you, like who loves it like you. Like, I love it.
Right. So you feel like that.
I got this neighbor. When I get this neighbor, he listen to me. This neighbor ride the bike. Look, listen. I've been seeing him. I saved his dog. Look, little young kid. He thinks everything is. Look, he's like, yo. He said, how much is a session? I was like, well, it's as much as you want it to be. I'll take $1. But guess what? I'm gonna work hard for that dollar.
Yeah, yeah. And make him work hard.
Yeah. And he's a young kid. He's only probably like 14, maybe 12, 13.
And
I
like,
told him about putting that helmet on your head because I hit by a car. Boom. My girl told me to put the helmet on. Thank God I did.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, exactly. Thank God.
Yeah, I broke my foot.
Yeah, I know. She told me you broke your foot or your ankle.
My foot. My foot. Yeah, whatever this is right
His
here.
ankle.
Is that? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which he don't even have a cash debt because
But
you have to have like a referral.
you have to have
and, like,
insurance.
Oh, it's
full-time
yeah.
insurance, but it's
Certain
like a process. They keep referring them to, like, first they referred him to a place that didn't take his insurance.
Yep.
Then they referred him to a place that didn't do feet. So it's like, hopefully Monday they give us the right place because now it's been a week now and he hasn't had a cast.
Yeah, and the longer that it heals like that, I know I work in healthcare. I work as a nurse,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's like it's one of those things you want to deal with sooner than later. You know, before it heals fucked up.
Yeah, that's what
You know?
I told her the
Trust
day.
me, me too. I know. I keep.
I told her the day that. But
And now I'm curious, when these guys come to you for training, man, is there like a set age where you think is the right age to get into boxing?
Me personally, I don't know, man. Because listen, it's hard when you say something like that. Look at the greatest fight. Like look at Floyd. Floyd got into boxing young.
Right.
They get in. There's so many fighters that get into boxing like young.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Hold on. So I don't know.
It kind of differs.
Yeah. So Tank Davis, young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people don't understand how. I don't know. That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I just didn't know if there was kids. I didn't know if there was kids that come to you like where you might turn them away and say you might be a little young.
No. I mean, not if they're like they got to be. They can't at least 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, we saw on that Saudi Arabia card there, man, that stacked card that they gave us, man, we saw a couple of late replacements, man. What's the latest notice you ever took a fight on?
A week.
A week?
Yeah, I have one of them fights on USA Tuesday Night Fights.
Okay.
Remember them?
Yeah, oh yeah, loved them. Are you kidding me? I miss all those channels. HBO Boxing. A lot of shit is gone that I miss. You know, I miss Jim Lampley. Miss all those guys, man. You know, I miss. You know, you just don't see boxing like that. I
can't believe HBO's gone.
I know. That one was a heartbreaker. That one hurt. Yeah, HBO Boxing After Dark was the best.
What about Friday Night Fights?
Friday Night Fights on ESPN were the best. I know, the best.
Serious?
Yeah. They're gone too.
I mean,
yeah.
But listen. Just listen. Maybe that these guys, because like Dana White and the Turkey guy, whoever bought the boxing or whatever. What did they do? They bought all the companies.
I think they started a promotional company. Yeah. One company right now. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But I think
it's a good idea.
But I think their goal is really to make the best fight the best.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know, the best fight the best, and I think they want to see like less guys walking around with championships.
What about moving the guys? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do it like the amateurs.
Right.
Is that how it is?
I would like to see him do it. I would like to see him do that. Yeah.
That's the best way to do it. Think about it.
Yeah.
Just fight them.
Well, and I also heard Dana White and Turkey talking about, you know what I mean, like how it should be and how it was back in the day, you know what I mean? Like 5 fighting 6, 3 fighting 4, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the 1 guy and the 2 guy fighting, you know what I mean? With really getting those top 5 or top 10 guys.
I hate when they say A side, B side.
Me too. Yeah, I hate that term.
But it's facts though.
So, like, when you say there's an A side and a B side, like, do you think in that fight, like, if Lamont Roach takes the knee, that maybe it's counted differently because Tank is the A side? Or considered that?
If it was exactly the way he did it, no. I think it would have been the same thing.
The same? Yeah. And now, do you think the rematch plays out differently?
To me, that was, probably. I think Tank probably going to stop him in maybe like the 10th or 11th round.
So you feel like maybe like I don't know with Tank's body language, do you feel like maybe his heart is not in it as much because he's talked about a couple more fights and then leaving the sport?
That's the only thing that scares me about Tank.
Yeah,
because once you start talking, once you feel like that, it's like I remember when I was coming up. Once you feel like that, yeah.
A piece of your mind is already checked out.
Yeah, your body's the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a natural reaction, just like, going to the bathroom.
But
You're looking to be done anyway.
Right.
So why?
But like you being a guy that I associate with as a superb technical boxer, getting back to Tank, man, is that Tank's kryptonite though? Like you can't see a scenario like where Shakur Stevenson could beat a Tank Davis just on boxing skill alone. And I know Tank has boxing skill himself. I know he's known as a knockout artist, but he certainly can box.
Nah, don't.
No?
I'll be lying to tell you that I do.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people think Shakur's a great fighter.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, awesome, the greatest. But I just don't think that style, him and Shakur, is a good style for Shakur.
Okay.
Because of the boxing IQ that Tank got.
Yeah.
I mean, he mixes it up and it looks sweet. And then next thing you know, it comes, and then you're booked.
Is it frustrating?
He got one shot knockout.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. It didn't happen the last fight. Styles make fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're doing this. Look, listen, you have to remember. They're going to be doing this. Shakur's like this. Shakur he might be backing. He'll be backing up. Maybe. But he's going to be in range because he got that much. Because he got that much defense.
Right.
He got that. Don't think Shakur ain't got. Shakur's with it. Look, listen. He ain't gonna be backing up all the way. So you're taking chances with fucking bowling balls. This motherfucker got 2 bowling balls in there.
Yeah.
and Shakur ain't gonna be doing no running like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally.
I mean, and we're talking about 2 fighters that are great. You know what I'm saying? Tank's been fighting since he was 7 years old.
Yeah.
His IQ is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Come on, man.
But as a Tank fan, though, obviously it does cause you some concern a little bit.
I'm a little bit worried about Tank right now. I'm just keeping it real. Like, I mean, as a Tank fan, I'm a little bit worried where his mental is. Like, or he got so much money, so like he might be like, man, we ain't never had nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know I never did.
Yep.
Feel me? So you got that much money. The fuck you worried about? You're not really worrying about what anybody's saying because you don't mean nobody mean it don't matter.
Right.
Like it don't matter. Like, does it really matter?
Does the money you think the money maybe is causing him to lose his edge a little bit?
He's the best.
Yeah.
People were talking about him being pound for pound. He can die look. You're never. He's pound for pound. One you can arguably say that the face of boxing.
No
Am
doubt.
I right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Pay-per-view and all that. So it's like not everybody's like Roy Jones.
Right.
Not everybody's like Roy Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, obviously, Tank early in his career, he came up, to bring Floyd Mayweather up again. He came up kind of under Floyd's wing. Now there seems to be some dissension between them. But in your opinion, has the student overtaken the teacher? Is Tank better than or will Tank go down as better than Floyd in your opinion?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, Floyd beat how many world champions?
23, I think. Yeah.
How many world champions Tank beat?
I don't know. Not even close.
I just don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
Unless he hurries up and gets on that motorcycle.
Gotta hurry, yeah.
But he can't say the things he's saying.
Yeah, he's got to get
You
on some
know what I
different time.
Like, he's
Yeah.
thinking about retiring, and no,
Yeah.
you can't say no.
Yeah, but like, do you think, like, when you see Floyd do these exhibition fights, man, like, do you think you know, do you applaud that and say it's great that he's going on, or does he tarnish his legacy by doing these exhibition fights?
I think it's a great thing. I
Yeah.
think it's a great thing for even Floyd. Like, I don't dislike Floyd. I think it's a great thing to keep his body in shape, stay on point. You know what I mean? Because you never know. A motherfucker come out of retirement and tear something up and stay. Why wouldn't you stay on point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you never know. You never know, right?
No, right. Absolutely. Yeah. And now you're coming up yourself on 50 years old, man. How do you feel physically? You look great.
I feel great. I feel great. Obviously, I'm injured right now, and I'm injured with my arm. My left side of my body's tore up. I got bit by my dog.
Yep.
And I'm booked right here. And then my left foot is broke.
Yeah.
Or my ankle, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all right. I got one of them walking boots. I'm
Wear that. Definitely wear that, though.
I'm trying to get a real fucking boot. But I still got the one they gave me from the emergency room. I don't know. I guess whenever you don't have no money, that's what happens. You know what I mean? That's why I don't understand why Floyd wouldn't give me a fight. Like I've been fighting my whole life. Like,
it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling because as a diehard boxing fan,
that's some crazy shit to do. Like that's some. And every time if I see him, I'm giving him his props. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He knows he could make some shit like that happen and
without a doubt
and put me in a better place. But you know what? That's okay. You know, God sees everything.
He's one of those guys. You know, you're absolutely right, man. If he wants to put on an event and pick anybody, man, it's going to be watched. It's going to be watched. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, do you feel like I want to ask your opinion about you know, because you've only got the one loss, but you also have a draw. I want to know, like, the fighter's mindset. Like, when you have a draw,
you lost.
How do you walk away from that? Do you feel like it's a loss?
Yeah.
You feel so that's how you look at it.
Yeah. Hey, listen here. Fuck all that. Listen to this. The referee fucked up. No matter what you say, I knocked him down. I knocked him down. I knocked him down.
Oh, I've watched the Leonard Doreen fight. I thought you won.
No, was that a knockdown?
Yeah. And I thought you won the fight. I scored it. I scored that you won.
But listen, but at the end of the day, I should have I didn't do the right thing. I should have let my hands go more. Let him go instead of worrying about all that slick shit. Just let him go.
Yeah.
To the body, because he really wasn't. Every time I hit, that's what got me stuck in that situation. Because when I hit him, I was hurting him to the body, like, and I could feel was like the way, you know what I mean?
You just know,
Yeah.
And
I got stuck down there, and I wasn't doing what I should have been doing. You know what I mean?
You know, because a lot of times I watch your.
Imagine if that was a 15-rounder.
I know. You would have got him for sure.
Now that's a different story. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know that he would have. I don't know condition wise if he could have made it to the 15th round. Back then you could have, but I don't know if he would have got to the finish line.
No.
You know, I don't know if he had that kind of stamina.
No, I was going to his body. That's the only place I know where to go, to the body for him.
Yeah. And so, you know, I'm interested, you know, I picked up on something that you said, man, like when you get into that slick stuff, man, you know, is that just like a rhythm thing, man? Are you just feeling it at that moment?
Yeah. I mean, you're just like, you're working off the guy's energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes the energy could be like, you know what I mean? And you got to you got to be like, but listen, you have to relax. That's the big thing that people don't want to understand. You have to relax. Like, if I'm just talking about my fighters, I hope they're watching this. They have to relax.
Yeah.
You know,
but when you say relax, though, I want to ask your opinion on relax, because I've asked other boxers this. I feel like, though, that the physical stuff, it can be learned, it can be taught. There are certainly guys who are blessed with those physical skills, but the mental part of a fight intrigues me, because I think most people will do anything they can to avoid a fight. They feel fear, they feel anxiety. We want to avoid confrontation, man. How do you build that side of it, man, to stay relaxed, as you're saying?
Well, sparring.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
To me, that's the only part of it.
Like, that's how you get over. That's how you get over that hump.
Yeah. You got
to get in there and mix it up.
And then you. I mean, you can only spar for so long.
Right.
Then you have to fight.
Yeah.
And just fighting. You know what I mean? It's not a there's no like way to go without working for it. Like you have to go. You have to do all these steps to be a great fighter.
Right.
You know,
right.
you got to do you have to do the amateurs. I mean, you got blessed guys. I understand that, but 9 times out of 10, the guys that grew up and worked in the amateurs, live like know how to live like a fighter. They're probably going to be the better fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The guys that make pro fighters and stuff. You know what I mean?
No, I mentioned earlier, man, that you were blessed to have some amazing guys in there, man. And I take nothing away from Tommy Yankello, from PK Pecora. Who do you feel like?
PK.
Is that the guy you learned the most from in the fight game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I wasn't going 10, 15 rounds in a fighting when I met Tommy. I wasn't. When I met Tommy, I was the main event fighter. I fought my first main event when I was working with Tommy. I fought my first main event. But in the gym, I was going 10, 15 rounds. You know what I mean? So I was already a main event fighter.
Right.
I was already a fighter who I was going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Tommy knew how much I loved it. Like Tommy loved it just like I did. And Tommy put together his stuff, like worked with me the way he did, and I worked with him. You know what I mean? PK passed away, but PK taught me the ground game.
Yeah.
The rules to boxing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The minute, the time, the clock. They know how to listen. They know how. You know what I mean?
Right.
Be careful, cautious, safe at all times when you're in the gym. When you come to the gym, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Work.
Listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Work. You know what I mean? He taught me that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And now when you're training your own fighters right now, do you find yourself like going back to those lessons and giving them to your fighters? Do you find yourself almost sounding like PK? You're echoing a lot of that same stuff?
See, here's the only thing. It's the only thing I want to tell you. PK was a little bit different. Like PK was a guy who, I mean, he would be in the back room and stuff, you know what I mean? But it was just different. I'm not a trainer like PK was.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not a trainer like PK was. I'm more like I'm hands-on type.
And I could see that in the videos you put up. Yeah.
I'm like more like gotta be there type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
PK will tell you the shadow boxer. He'll see you'll see him in a week or two.
Yes. Yeah.
When you're sparring, guess what? When you're sparring, you'll always see him.
Yeah.
I mean, for certain people, like I'm not saying anything bad about PK. I'm just telling you look how he got down. He knew he knew who wanted to be a fighter and who didn't. And me, I take it shit. I take it serious. I take it personal. You know what I mean? I love it.
I can see that. Yeah, you're passionate.
So it's like, so
that shows through.
You want everybody to work hard. You want everybody to do this, but not everybody can. So it's hard. It's hard.
Now I gotta say, having watched you watch almost your damn near your whole career, there were a lot of times in the ring where you made it look super easy. So I don't know what the answer to this question will be. But who was your toughest fight? Who gave you your toughest fight?
Hands down, Victoriano Sosa.
Okay.
Was.
And what was it that he was doing that was giving Paul Spadafora a tough time?
Pump faking.
Okay.
He was pump faking.
Because I got to say, I watched a lot of your fights, and a lot of times, man, you did make it look easy. You did always look loose. You did look relaxed, man. You're in the flow or whatever, man. You know, you made a lot of your fights look like easy work, you know? So I was curious as to who really pushed you.
Well, that was my hardest fight,
yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, just training hard, sparring good fighters and stuff, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You're able to relax like that. Whenever you do it multiple times and you really relax, you got to be like you're in your living room.
Right.
You can't worry. There's no. That's the only thing I disagree with a lot of people. There's no right way and wrong way in boxing.
Okay.
There's I mean, listen. Don't. How do I put it? Not everybody can fight like Ali, right?
Sure, absolutely not. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody got them fast. Do you know what I mean? So there ain't. You just have to. Everybody's different. You got to develop them different. You have to work with it. Me personally, I like to work with their strengths more than their weaknesses. That's my opinion.
That's a great way to look at it. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it.
Because it helps me go to sleep too.
Yeah, yeah. and look, I don't need to tell boxing fans, man. 49-1-1. But when people look back on the Paul SPADAFORA career, man, what would you like them to say that your legacy was or is?
One of the best fighters that ever lived.
Yep.
It couldn't get right.
Yeah. Which I think makes it more impressive being one of the greatest fighters that couldn't always get it right. That makes it more impressive.
I didn't say never. Oh, my leg. I'm talking about boxing. I thought he was talking about boxing. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, you talking about forever?
Just your legacy in general, yeah.
One of the best fighters.
I think you summed it up right there.
I believe that I'm going to make all that back up. Not like when I say make it up, like I believe that I'm going to be able to help so many more people than I hurt myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hurt myself, but I'm just one person. And that's, look, I'm just with a lighter. Look, one person. But guess what, though? Guess what? I'm going to be able to help a lot of motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's what my legacy is going to say. That dude helped a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah. And that's a great legacy. That's a great legacy.
Good. I like that.
Yeah.
I know who would like that? God would like that.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Would like that.
Yeah. And so a couple times in this interview, man.
I'm gonna start working on that too. Listen to this, not to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
My wife turned me on to this church down here, and it's nice. What is it called? Central? Yeah, and I'm gonna start going down there. I'm gonna start, just helping people, just helping them.
Yeah,
people need help.
Without a doubt, the world needs help. Oh my
God! Wait till I tell you this.
The world.
Can I tell you this?
Please.
Please listen to this.
Yeah.
Please. I was in an amateur fight, right? My wife had got into a beef with this lady and her husband. No, listen to me, please. Please listen. Like time ago, he had an issue. I used to train his son. I was in the corner working. I was already working the corner with my fighter Johnny, right? They told me, they stopped the fight and told me I had to get out the corner.
Because he didn't have his coach, like they make you do these like tests online once a year.
Okay.
And we
was already in the groove.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. You can't break the groove.
You can't.
They could have told him all day to finish,
Yeah.
and they waited till the second round.
Listen.
And then they stopped the fight and then puts her husband, the one who pulled the gun on me, into the hit corner. And the kids never even mentioned it.
And never even let me work my fighters' corners. Guess what? Every one of my fighters lost. And
it's messed up because Johnny hasn't fought since. That really fucked up his confidence.
Yeah. Fucked up the mojo.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, guess what? He got to get over it.
I know.
Yeah. And now, do you think that was because like your fighter was in the groove and they didn't like the fact that you guys were looking like you were going to come out on top?
I think it was a personal issue.
She's the head of the. They won't even let me at the amateur fights. I'm not even allowed there because of this.
That makes me so happy.
Wow. That's great.
No, it makes me so happy.
He pulled a gun on all. We were out in the parking lot. And he kept going like this, pulling the shirt up at the gun.
Oh, that's not cool. That's not
cool. She got a gun on her hip.
Not him.
I'm saying though, she has a gun on a real gun.
I do not carry
M16. No, me.
Oh yeah, Paul.
Yeah, M16. You ever heard of guns?
I just don't
you ever heard of them guns?
Of course, yeah.
Did you? How many bullets did they shoot?
Oh my God! I think they're semi-automatic. You can just keep firing them, right?
Yeah.
Got them fired up.
Good. But it was just crazy because I'm not allowed in there, but she's the head of the
That's crazy. That's
judges.
crazy.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
They told us
But
last
it's
time
okay,
I
though.
wasn't allowed to come, and I'm like his emotional
No,
support person.
it's okay.
Yeah.
though.
They start picking on him. I don't want him to freak out. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. He should be focused on his task. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like that they're doing that. So like, we haven't even been in any fights since then.
Yeah, but that's like
But
one of
we're
those
going
things, like when
back.
they're watching your fighter. They're watching your fighter in a good groove, and then they're saying, "Oh fuck, this is going too good. We get Paul out of there." Maybe
Nah,
things.
I don't think.
Yeah, I think she just wants to mess with me. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay,
Like a
okay.
power trip,
But
maybe.
to me,
Yeah.
you know, it's over with, and then just let it be done.
I
And
should look
hope,
for a lawyer.
yeah,
too.
no, stop.
Paul. No.
It's over with, and let it be done. You know what I mean?
And so, obviously, man, like you brought up like church and you brought up God like a lot, man. So that seems like it's really taken like that's become like a focal point for you.
Yeah, it's helping me big time.
Yeah, that's
Big
good.
time.
Yeah, that's good. It's got me through some dark times too, man. You know what I mean? Like, it will, man. You know, I mean,
think about it, man.
I know.
No, but you have to
church
think
been
about it.
helping, Paul?
Listen, guys, listen. I want to tell you. Think about all the things in life. You know what I mean? That are good and that are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many things you did bad.
I didn't do
Yeah.
that.
Jesus Christ. We'll be here all day if I start listing them. Yeah.
I'm just praying we do the right thing. All of us, everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think going forward though, man, like
you know what though? You know what? It's a lot for me. It's so much easier doing the right thing out here than it was in Pittsburgh, man. I guess because everybody, you know, knew like I knew everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he's friends with people he grew up with rather than being friends with people that you actually have the same life path with.
Like
it becomes toxic. Yeah.
You know,
Like they don't have the same life.
it's a lot
goals as
easier
him.
out here for me to, you know.
Yeah. A lot of times it's easier when you go
mainly
someplace. You go someplace and start over, man. A lot of times, Ben, like that's the answer. Sometimes, you know, going someplace and starting over. It is.
I think everything's gonna be okay. Just gotta do the right thing. Keep working.
And so now that you're out in Vegas, man, I mean, couldn't you just go down to the Mayweather Boxing Club and just do the old school call out?
Man, I would never do this stupid ass shit like that.
I know you wouldn't. I know.
I ain't that type of person.
I know you're not. I know.
I mean, think about me calling him out. That
I know.
doesn't make sense.
I know.
You know what I mean?
But I do feel like boxing fans were robbed of that, though, man. It should have happened back then. It really should have. You know?
Yeah. But I don't. I don't have no problems with them or none of that.
No. I've seen videos of you guys like meeting up and stuff, man. It's all cordial.
Yeah.
It always has been. You know.
Yeah.
And now, do you think now? I want to ask you this, man, because I just asked a previous interview this. Now, Terrence Crawford, if he goes up and he takes this fight with Canelo, man, and he becomes undisputed in a third weight class, you know, does that make him the GOAT? Does that supersede what Floyd has done?
The best ever. He beats.
That makes Crawford the best ever.
He beats Canelo. He's the best fighter ever.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty special. Undisputed in three weight.
If he don't beat Canelo, he's one of the best ever in the top five.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think there's. I was just watching him fight, man. This is the thing I don't understand. Whenever you're working with a guy, you know, when Terrence Crawford came out a southpaw, right?
Right.
In the other corner. How don't you know that his strong hand is his right hand?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How don't you know that?
Right.
So you have to stay away from that. I would think so, right?
Yeah.
And put yourself in different positions to get away from what's going on.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. He's very difficult because if you remember, man,
as soon as he came out,
against Spence, he fought the whole fight southpaw and made it look easy.
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? He was killing him.
Yeah.
It was smart. They was whatever they did, whatever they was doing. You know what I mean? I don't know what they was doing.
What do you think you'll see him do against Canelo? Southpaw?
I don't know.
I mean, at least he's got that in his back pocket, though. He's got a lot of weapons. You know, I mean, he could give him a lot of different looks.
But Canelo, I mean, who did Canelo fight that was a southpaw? You remember? He fought a southpaw, though. He fought a southpaw.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think. All of his recent fights are popping into my mind, and I can't remember. Oh, Billy Joe Saunders.
There you go.
There's
one.
one. There's one.
So if I was Crawford, they know more than me, I guess. If I was Crawford, I would fight. I would start it off right-handed.
Yeah, and then switch up on him.
I don't know if he's going to have to even switch up on him. You never know. Man, I was watching him today. It's going to be a good fight.
I saw some recent pictures, though. He's walking around 180-something, Crawford, 180 pounds. He looks good.
He looks strong as an ox.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he looks good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people don't know this, man, but he's got, he's done a lot of bodybuilding, and he was big into wrestling, man.
Listen
he's a strong
to me.
guy.
Try to listen to me.
Yeah.
Canelo started at what? 135, 140.
130, I believe. 130.
130.
Yeah.
130.
Yep.
Okay. Terrence Crawford started at 130, right?
Yeah.
So now we're talking about game and skills. And attitude's a big thing for Terrence because this guy is going to make him miss in certain situations, and his attitude could get him in trouble. But if he does the right thing in boxes and does what he does, it's hard for me not to. It's hard. It's a hard fight. It's a hard fight to say right now. I got to study more. I got to keep watching. I've been watching Canelo and Terrence. That's all I've been watching.
Yeah. Now, before I let you out of here, man, I want to put some shine on what you're doing out there, man. If people wanted to come, if they wanted to train with you, if kids are out there looking for you, man, what's the best way to tap into and get a hold of you?
My wife, right?
And what's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel, Paul SPADAFORA YouTube.
Okay.
SPADAFORA boxing.
And then where they can talk to you on Instagram.
And if they really want to fight, like be a fighter, then they just Instagram me and text me, come fuck with me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if people want to actually come and actually train with you, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, and so are you training people that necessarily don't want to do it as a profession and just want to do it just to work out?
Yeah, I do that.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to know like what the level of involvement had to be.
When they come in just to work out, listen, this is my motto.
Okay.
My goal for them is when they walk out of the garage, like when I walk out of the garage, my confidence is high, is to the moon and back.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? So my goal for them will be as soon as they walk out the garage, no one on the streets can beat them.
That's a good attitude. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you get into road rage and then you get in the people don't. I see it all the time. There's just some. I never seen that I never seen so many disrespectful people in the world since I came out here.
It's nuts out there.
Yeah,
it's nuts out there.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. I know. You see all these viral videos of all these people.
Guess what though? Whenever they come with me and work with me, I bet you they'll be safe out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a good guarantee to give people, especially in today's world.
Yeah.
I think people I think people appreciate that peace of mind, just knowing that they can handle situations.
Yeah. Because some people can't.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
Yeah. Some people can, but they just don't know how.
Yeah. And I also want to hit people before I let you out of here, man, to the book, man. Fighting Till the End. I encourage people to go pick it up, man. It's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's amazing. And listen, man, I always love talking to you. This is the third time I've had you on here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is number 3.
I love talking to you too, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate
that,
man.
I'm about to go have fun with my neighbor. Listen, this is what Dawn Turner taught me.
Okay.
I don't want to, but guess what? I'm gonna be chasing. Dawn Turner, it's time to work. When it's work time, guess what? There ain't no talking.
Yeah. Amen to that.
We're chasing you out of here unless you want to be here.
Yeah.
I
always love talking to you, my brother. I love you, man.
My
Seriously,
man. You too. Do the right thing. Be safe.
Appreciate it, brother. We'll talk again soon, my man.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Nadine. Thank you, honey. Appreciate you setting this up. Thank you. And there he goes, folks. The legend himself, one of my all-time favorite fighters. I love interviewing him. I love the enthusiasm, the getting up, the sitting down, the just, you can just tell that Paul SPADAFORA always exudes passion for boxing, and he always will. Whether it was in the ring, whether the guy wears his heart on his sleeve, I'll encompass everything in that statement right there. As you can see, man, when he's talking about it, when he's showing you stuff, when he's jumping up and excited about moments in his life or strategies, or talking about other fighters, or talking about the guys he's training, man, you can feel the passion. He's always had it for boxing, man. If you read his book, Fighting Till the End, which I would implore people to read, I have the audiobook version of it, man. It's a wild ride, man. Certainly, if anybody knows boxing and knows Paul SPADAFORA's history, they certainly know that he has battled his demons. He's very candid about that in the book. And yet, despite that, the man amassed a record of 49-1-1. We got cheated, I feel like, especially back in Paul's prime, of a showdown with Floyd Mayweather. A lot was made about that leaked sparring session. Paul doesn't play it up as much as the general public does. He's got a lot of respect for fellow boxers, man. Paul, as he said, was just 10 days, something like that, away from a fight. He was in tip-top shape. And Floyd was admittedly didn't have a fight coming up, was not in the best of shape. Paul certainly got his licks in, man. Fucking gave Floyd the business, man. It's out there on YouTube if anybody wants to go watch it. Paul, as I said, Paul doesn't make a big deal about it, but what we really wanted to see, and we've always wanted to see, man, was a Paul SPADAFORA, Floyd Mayweather Jr. showdown at 135, at 140. It didn't really matter at what weight, man. But if you go back and watch Paul SPADAFORA fights, you will see a guy that is a real old school student of the fight game, man, through his work with the likes of the late PK Pecora, Tom Yankello, Jesse Reed. He's come up under a lot of great boxing minds, and it certainly shows. The old school throwback style, staying behind the shoulder, not giving you a lot of body, very overpronounced side stance, amazing footwork, incredible boxing IQ. Paul was really out there playing chess when a lot of guys were playing checkers, man. Just a great boxing mind. If any of his students are watching this or do go watch this, man, know that you are in great hands with a guy that really, really is a cerebral boxing expert, man. So if you're a young guy out there, you're in the Vegas area, you've made your way to Paul SPADAFORA's gym, man, keep your head up and keep your ears open and listen, man, because in my opinion, man, not a lot of guys, if any, did it better than Paul SPADAFORA, man. You can go back and watch those fights, man. And you got to remember, and if you read the book, Paul SPADAFORA was doing a lot of that great work while he was battling those demons. Early on in his career, he was shot, if I'm not mistaken, in his calf, in his Achilles, I believe, and yet still performed at a high level, battled addiction, and still performed at a high level, man. Really, man, I believe that a focused Paul SPADAFORA, man, especially around those weights, if he's focused and he's dialed in, man, and he doesn't have any of that stuff going on, even with that stuff that has gone on in his life, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time, bar none. I firmly believe that. I'm not saying that and stroking his ego because he's been on my podcast now 3 times, man. I have him on here because of that, because of how much I admire and respect what he did, man. And I know I'm gushing and going on in glowing terms, man, but I always love having him on, man, because me being 52 years old, I love the old school throwback style, the old school mentality, the old school fighting style, all the stuff that Paul represents, man. He's a Pittsburgh guy. I'm an upstate New York guy, man. The Northeast, we breed them fucking tough here, man. And Paul SPADAFORA is a shining example of that. And a big shout out to his missus, Nadine SPADAFORA, who always is the person that I contact with and helps me facilitate these interviews, man. Couldn't do it without her, man. She's really the liaison, the person that I go through, man. And I just love seeing them, man. They're a great couple, man. And I wish them all the success. I hope that their lives are flourishing, man. And I always love talking to Paul, man. So big shout out and a big thank you to the Pittsburgh Kid himself, Paul SPADAFORA. Go watch his work. The fights are on YouTube, man. Go admire an old school throwback fighter, man, out there doing his thing. I can't say much else. Now I'll go into my promotional mode, reminding you to like and follow Off the Couch Boxing on Facebook. That's numero uno. There you'll find out updates on when new episodes are dropping, who's going to be on those episodes, and any other pertinent boxing news that I can throw at you guys and keep you in the loop. Upcoming fights, fight results, predictions, analysis, breakdowns, viral videos, weigh-ins, press conferences, any shit that's popping off. I'm going to throw it up on the Facebook page, man, and tag my followers, man, so that they're in the loop, man. We love this sport. We're passionate about it. We got to know what's going on, and I'm going to make sure you do. If you're on the channel, also make sure to like, subscribe, smash that notification button to stay tapped in. As you know, this is the home of the most amazing and real boxing conversations anywhere on planet Earth. I can only speak for planet Earth. I don't know what the fuck the aliens got going on up there. Maybe they got some dope shit going on up there too. But my podcast here on Earth, the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcast. You know how we get down here. Legends, luminaries, world champions, and fighters on the come up. Coming here to chop it up with your boy, Reckless Rexx. And with that being said, let me also remind you guys out there, my audience, you too can be champions. And here's the recipe. Here's the formula. Let me break it down for you. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like and follow us on Facebook, and you're tapped in, and then you are a champion, because then you are rolling with Off the Couch Boxing. You are rolling with the champs. So continue to roll with us. Peace.